This.
All right, Agge, we're finally in London. This is actually Agge's first time in London. So for all you guys watching, what's happening now is we are about to take part in the Grappling Industries tournament that will happen tomorrow in East London. It's Agge's first time in the UK, and I think he already has a pretty good feel for the country and feel for the city. But yeah, what do you think about London so far?
Yeah, it's nice.
It's nice.
I liked it so far.
Yeah.
We've only been here for like a day, but we had Jollibees, like fried chicken. Like
Which is a Filipino fast food joint.
Filipino.
But, I mean...
It was really good. Yeah, and then we've just been walking around, lugging around our bags.
Yeah.
But it's been good.
So we went to Leicester Square, which is like Chinatown in London, and we just got some grub. I brought him to a place called Jollibee, which is a very famous, very popular fast food joint in the Philippines, but now they have it all over the US. They have a few in the UK. And we met up with my buddy Mike, who will be joining us this weekend, along with 2 other students. And now we're just going to chill a little bit before we go to Fight Zone to do an open mat, because I like to get a bit of a sweat the day before a competition. Nothing crazy, but just get a bit of a sweat, be on the mat. Also for our security when it comes to being on weights. Even though we're quite under, I'm very under. Agge is...
I'm a little bit under.
He's a little bit under. But Grappling Industries, the way it's also designed is it's a round robin format, which means we're guaranteed quite a lot of fights. I only have to fight 1 person in the gi, which means I have to fight him 3 times, and then the rest of my matches are no gi. How many matches you got?
I have 4 in the gi before lunch, and then after lunch I have 4 more fights in the no gi. And if I do well, I have 2 more fights in no gi.
So total could be 8.
Yeah, guaranteed 8. No, guaranteed 8. Total could be 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you were having a bit of a panic attack before this because you thought that you were going to have...
I thought I was going to go 16 fights. Because I checked the participants, right?
Well, that's like 5 tournaments. That's like...
Yeah, but I checked the participants, and it was like, oh, okay, 7 participants, like including me, in gi, and 11 in no gi. Yeah. And because it's round robin, I've been thinking, like the last couple of hours, I've been thinking I'm going to go 16 fights.
Yeah, no, thankfully it doesn't work that way. I actually thought that you might, but yeah, now that you've talked about it...
It's like pooled elimination in the no-gi where we're so many.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 8 or 10. Yeah, but that feels good. That's like a solid... That's like if you go really hard on an open mat.
Yeah. Good experience, man. So one of my students that like to compete a lot, especially like blue and purple, because usually blue and purple you have quite full divisions in these tournaments. It's a great experience if you just want to get the hang of like competing, especially if you're dealing with like jitters and just trying to get comfortable competing, which I think is kind of... What are your goals with this tournament?
I don't know. My goals are just to try to learn or get better at handling like my pre-comp nerves.
Yeah.
Because this is the second gi competition ever. And I did some like submission wrestling comps when I was like 16, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It was just more like headbutting than actual jiu-jitsu. So it's like, yeah, it's since I like started competing again, it's my second competition. I'm just looking to like try to have fun, try to be relaxed, and try to learn how to be able to do my own thing at competition and not like let my like nerves or adrenaline get the better of me.
Right.
That's the goal.
Yeah, but this is the perfect tournament for that. And like, I think like there's no secret to getting over the nerves. It's just like mileage and just doing it over and over again until it becomes almost like second nature. Like I'm at a point now, finally, and it's only recently that I'm this way, that I get nervous usually on the day of the tournament once I get into the bullpen. So like it's quite a small window, and there are times when I'm not really nervous until I'm about to step on the mat, which is like I think the perfect that's as good as it gets. You know, and then but it's gonna be fun. Get some rounds in tonight.
It's like experience hoarding. That's the way I see it.
Yeah. And I mean, no matter how it goes, we have Sunday, the whole day to be here. So we're gonna try and hit up London Grappling and get some training in there as well. Yeah. I'm gonna see how much of this trip we can vlog. I'm not sure I'll be able to take the camera to Fight Zone with us, just because me and Agge will be kind of focusing on rolling. But I'll see if I can do it in London Grapple. But otherwise, we'll just try and film some of the hijinks, some of the side quests we get up to.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of eating, because whenever I come to London, that's like my favorite thing to do, is just stuff my face with all of the things that I can't get in Sweden.
Yeah. And I mean, if we have comp highlights, we can just edit them in.
Yeah,
afterwards.
for sure. Yeah, exactly. Hopefully we can get, I'll try and film our stuff, maybe just on the phone, and then just edit them in. But yeah, that's it, guys. All right. We'll keep you posted about how it goes, and we're gonna have fun.
Yes.
Right, exactly. Tackle in first. Right hand controls the pan again. Right hand controls the pan. Yes. Pressure. It's turning. Not time. Toss is. Yes. RNC also again.
Nice. Yeah, keep working that. Hey, okay, let's lock it up. Ease, let's go. Nice. Take it. Hey.
Elevate, that's it.
Let's go, Lax. Follow through.
Let's go.
You got it. In.
Knee bar, switch. Switch, go straight, yes.
Yeah, brother, let's go. You got it. Yay.
Yes, nice.
Okay, let's go. Nice, good, beautiful. Heavy on the top leg. Nice. Yes, Danny. Yes. Send to the bros, man.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Just like hasn't been training as much. He told me about people left us and got those family members.
Let's talk about how it went. Agge, your experience. What was it like going into it? Were you super nervous? The anxiety?
I was pretty cool. No, I was super nervous, shitting bricks, but like not several days before, because I don't really get, neither last comp or this comp, I don't really get nervous that many days before, but like the night before, that's when it starts creeping in.
But that's really good, because I, for a while, even at like purple belt, would get nervous like the week of. Mm-hmm. Like I moved to Sweden already as a brown belt, and the first Nordic I didn't sleep anything the night before because I was so nervous. Because it was my first tournament ever in Europe, and I didn't know what to expect. And I think I had like Erik Friberg in my division, and of course all the Hilti guys were like, "Oh yeah, he's good." I'm like, thanks guys, you know what I mean? Like so I wasn't so confident going into that, so that's really good.
Oh, then it's nice. Yeah.
You look good. You look calm and composed.
Thank you, Andrew.
Why? I'm not blowing smoke up your ass.
I was saying thank you.
Okay, so you got a lot of fights. How did you feel like you performed?
Some things were good and some things were not so good.
Okay, what was your favorite thing in the whole tournament? What's your favorite moment? You have to have had a favorite moment.
Okay, yeah. My favorite moment was my last, because I had 4 fights in the gi. So my last fight in the gi, I had won 1 and lost 2. And I was up against this guy. He passed my guard, like got side, took my back, and it was like 2 minutes or like 1.5 minute left, and he was on my back, and then I got out of his back, like escaped back, passed his guard, took his back, and then just held him for that last 30 seconds.
That was sick though.
But it was like I came from 7-0 to like 9-7.
You pulled at Adam Warzinski, bro. Straight up. Like, you were getting your ass whooped, and you had like 2 minutes to win the fight. Like, because that's how, like, Adam has had like his wildest matches recently. He'd be getting fucked up, and then somehow he sweeps, and then gets to like his like quarter guard, and then passes straight to mount. Like, good on you. Or like, if anyone's ever seen when Kron beat Leandro Lo in the Mundials lightweight, like many years ago, Kron was getting spanked. Then eventually Kron manages to sweep Leandro from, like, he got mounted, pass guard, mounted and everything. He got to close guard, recovered, got to close guard, did a weird like arm drag, came up on it, ended up sweeping into like mount, and then getting the back, and then choking Leandro Lo. Like, great comeback. That's really cool though. That's
Yeah, that was my favorite moment, because it was like, it was kind of deep sometimes, and I was like, okay, I don't want to let him choke me. And like, you were screaming, and I was like, nah,
man,
I don't want to get choked, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, it felt vindictive to like, get out of there. Yeah.
You were telling me the whole time, what if like I lose every match? Because in the beginning we thought he was gonna get like 16 fights, because we literally took the idea of round robin, and he was like, fuck, I gotta do 16 in one weekend. And like, again, I still don't understand how grappling industries work.
Like 4 days.
So I was just like, yeah, I guess, bro. You know what I mean?
I told him several times. I was like super nervous, and I was like, man, do I have to go 16 fights? Is that a lot? And he was like, it's kind of a lot. And I was like, okay, but and I was like,
impossible.
I don't know.
And I was like, okay, but because I've only done one gi comp, and it was single elimination, and I got knocked out first round. So I was like, oh, but you probably went 16 fights sometime, right, Andrew? Like, as a purple belt in like Oman or something. And he was like, nah, 9 fights in one weekend. But you'll be good. You'll be good.
At that point, he was shitting bricks.
I thought for like several hours I would have to go 6 fights, 6 fights in gi and 5 fights in gi and 11 fights in no gi. I thought that the whole Friday, man.
But I didn't want to like freak him out, so I was just like, whatever. In my head, it was like, whatever happens, whatever comes, we'll figure it out. You know, he said 16. I don't know where he pulled that number from.
The pool of contestants, and it was round robin. So I was like, round robin. I was like, yeah, we go everybody.
He used some bro math to calculate. You know what I mean? But he was saying the whole time was like, bro, the worst thing is like if I lose every fight. I was like, listen, dude, I think it's highly unlikely, because you're a good blue belt. You're not like a dog shit blue belt. You're a pretty good blue belt. Highly unlikely, but also anything's possible, right? So if it does happen, you're not a blue belt under me. You're a blue belt under Jimmy.
He said this, and I was like, yeah. I was like,
no, but like the level in England, I was saying, like for blues and purples is quite high. Like, I think because it's such a big city and there's so many more gyms and like so many more people in that level doing jiu-jitsu compared to in Sweden. And I didn't want to like say any of these things, it would freak you out even more. I think you went in without like so much expectations, and you're just taking things as they come. So it was good. I think you did really good. And you're good at listening, which means you're coachable, which means it's going to be easy to kind of guide you. I've had guys who like are very hard to coach or like really don't listen. Like, I had one guy in Singapore, this dude would just shut off. Like he just couldn't do it. He stepped on the mat, he couldn't listen to anything that was going on outside of the mat, and that's just how he was. He couldn't, and I was like, man, fuck, it's this guy again. I don't want to, you guys scream. You know what I mean? It was like, he just couldn't do it, you know? You're not like that, so it's a good sign. Yeah.
Thank you. I actually rewatched one of the fights when we got home from the competition. One of the fights that I won. And rewatching it and hearing the coaching at the same time, like not like I heard it from the mat, it was crazy. You could see the moment in which I won the fight, and it was completely down to your now it sounds like I'm just like glazing your balls, but it was actually completely down to your coaching, because he was like, the grip on his pant, on his grip on your pant, don't let him have it. And so the referee started us again. I just took the grip and I got the sweep because of it. So it's 2 points. And then I was on top passing for like 2 minutes almost. Yeah. Passing, never getting anywhere. And then the moment he was like, your right hand, his leg, grab it. I grabbed it and I got the pass. And like at the time I didn't notice. I didn't register that you said those things. I was like, yeah, I got them. But then when I rewatched, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, but that's a good sign too, because even I have a hard time. And Grappling Industries is so chaotic. 13 mats in that one area.
No, 15, right?
15, everyone's screaming. They're so chill about everything. Like, you could have like 10 people coaching one person. They don't give a shit. There's like 10 people screaming on the side, right? So it's like, it's a miracle that you're able to hear anything in there. So good job. Yeah.
Thank you.
Karo, 9 fights, right?
Yeah.
Yeah? How did it feel? Is this the most you've ever done in one day?
Yeah.
Nice.
I think so.
What was the most before today?
I think I did another Grappling Industries with 7 fights.
Oh, okay. So you've been there, like 7, 9 months. Yeah. How was it? How did you feel about it?
It was good, especially after I won one fight. Like, I had the same problem as Agge. I thought, what if I lose every fight? But when you win once, this like the spell is kind of broken.
Yeah.
So it was good.
Yeah. Yeah. Me and Gunther talk about this all the time. Like, when is it that you start to feel comfortable? It's normally after the first fight, right? Like, I think everyone feels a level of like stiffness, and like, even if you warm up super good, you still feel kind of like, I don't know, still feel kind of stiff and like just not ready to go yet until you get the first one out of the way. Yeah. But I had a really good, how did you warm up? Did you have a good warm up?
No, because they moved up my fight. Yeah. No, because I was...
For the gi?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was supposed to go like, I remember like 10:30 or something. And I was Mike was keeping tabs on it. I was checking it like 10:30. And Mike was like, okay, when it's like 20 or 30 minutes left, we give you a real sweat and we get you going. And I was like, yeah. 10:30. And then when the clock hit 10, I was scrolling and it went from 10:30 to 10:10.
Oh,
and I was like running, I was running to get Mike. I was like, Mike, I'm only in 10 minutes.
Oh, damn.
And he was like, oh, did you warm up? I'm like, no. and so we stood like in the middle of the audience and just like, what's it called? Träarmar.
Pummeling.
You just stood there pummeling, and I was in my flip-flops and holding my mouth guard container, like, and he was like pummeling me super hard, and I was like flying, like resist. And I was like, man, I can't resist. You're pretty big, man. And then like we checked again, and it was like 10:07. He was like, oh, it's the next fight.
Yeah.
I was like, so we ran over.
But I mean, it's hard to get.
But it's hard to time to get a really good warm up.
Times in my career where I feel like, oh shit, I got a really solid warm up. We had an okay warm up.
Yeah, it was alright.
The venue's pretty warm already too, so it was alright.
Yeah.
We had a good warm up.
Yeah, we had a good warm up.
That was probably. How did you feel about it? Because we did like light rolling. Pretty much.
We rolled. Yeah, we picked up the intensity. Yeah. I think it was about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And how was the rest of like? How did you feel about your performance and what the division? How do you feel about the division? This was like pretty. You had a lot of fights with a lot of girls that were actually your size, right?
Yeah. That was nice.
Because that's not so common for you.
No, I usually have to go up, or it's just one other person.
Yeah.
But no, they were all pretty good. They were all pretty nice, which is also, it adds kind of to the atmosphere when you can still talk to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always like, I like winning, but also it motivates me almost even more when I lose against someone, and then I rewatch it and I get obsessed about it and I get better. So.
Yeah. What was your favorite moment for the whole tournament for you fighting? What was your favorite moment?
Yeah, during the fight I can't really tell, it's all a blur, but I watched it back, and actually one of my favorite moments was when I saw that I actually used something that I tried to teach during the last weeks. And that's a nice confirmation, because there's like, it actually works.
Yeah.
So I'm...
What was it? Do you remember what it was?
Yeah, it's like we did a lot of pressure passing, so when you pin the upper body to the ground, and then you go into this kind of tripod stance and you pass from there, and that's the first time that I used it after teaching it for like weeks.
Is it like a butterfly?
It's like from a smashed half guard.
Okay. With double.
Exactly, you double underhooks, and you like use your head to like annoy their head and pin their shoulders to the ground, and then you keep passing.
Nice. Cool. Danny, how did it feel for you, man? This was like... I'm gonna bleep that out, don't worry, Gunther. Bro, I told you I wasn't gonna be able to do it, man.
But it was a special
request. How was it for you, bro? How was it for you? This was your basically almost like a black belt debut, because you fought two of the guys who were black belts, and then you and one other guy were brown belts. How did it feel?
Yeah, it felt alright.
How does it feel for... I feel like good confidence boost though, right? To know that like as a brown belt, you're hanging really, really well with black belts, right?
Yeah, a little bit. It's hard to... I think I'm just more disappointed that I didn't win.
Yeah. I hear you.
Yeah.
But overall with the performance, were you happy? Did you expect more from yourself?
I was happy with starting to introduce my stand-up.
Yeah.
Like judo and wrestling and bringing those two together.
Yeah, because you struggle with that recently, right? Or lately. That's like, for some reason, you've not been able to connect your stand-up and make it work better in the jiu-jitsu the way you want to.
Yeah, exactly. I think I always knew that it required some level of cardio to go in and know that you're that if you, no matter how much better you are at stand-up, you still everyone's strong on the feet, and every match starts there, so you have to get through people's stance, and that's why it's often going to take a minute or two against anybody, even if you're much more skilled. Everyone's fresh on the feet, and so like it takes work to get somebody down, but I've been working a lot on that, and so I think I was able to just accept that I'm going to have to make a couple of attempts to get everybody down, but I did it in every match.
But like, I mean, you've always had like good wrestling, good takedowns, but like takedowns from a guard position and stuff like that, I think is what you were thinking more of, right? Like coming up on stuff as sweeps and working the wrestling, or like judo techniques that you've been trying to implement in your wrestling? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, just mixing it up depending on what kind of stance that I'm facing.
Yeah.
So being able to deal with people who are just playing really low, or who are standing up and are trying to bait you to take the leg.
Yeah.
So just dealing with those and not being able to just get them out of position in a way that doesn't tire myself out. Like I want to be on top, and I can't just rely on the fact that everyone's going to pull guard against me.
Yeah.
So I'll have to work a little bit and just accept that, because I didn't want to pull guard. I've been pulling guard in every tournament for the last year. So this time I said, okay, if they don't pull guard, I'm going to have to get to top. So I have to work.
Did you pull guard at all this tournament?
No.
Respect. Because I was like, I'm going to wrestle this tournament. And I fucked up. And I ended up pulling guard the rest of my matches, bro. So I went the opposite way. I came in with the same mindset, but I fucked up and I reverted back to my old ways. But I get what you're saying, because what people don't understand is like the takedown aspect is like the most physically tiring aspect of jiu-jitsu. So I think that, and then it's passing guard. I think like trying to take somebody down and then trying to pass somebody's guard are the two most tiring things, right? And I think with me, it's like my skill in passing guard it's at a point where I've gotten it so that I can be quite efficient on top of it. I'm used to that cardio, but my takedown isn't there yet. And so I have a real like lack of confidence in takedowns because like you said, I don't want to get tired. I don't want to get too tired trying to get a takedown. Then I do get the takedown and I'm too tired to do anything else, which is like, yeah, I don't want to fall in that trap.
Exactly.
Yeah. But how do you feel like the level of everybody's wrestling was at the tournament? Did you feel like everyone had a really good, like pretty good stand up in general?
Yeah, I thought it was decent actually. It seemed like everyone had a good stance that took a little bit of effort to get through.
Yeah.
But after a couple minutes of just chipping away at setups and movement, and then pretty much every real attempt that I made with the setup, I was able to finish.
Yeah.
And I think that's a difference between facing someone who's actually has higher level wrestling.
Yeah.
Is that just getting a good setup is not enough. Then you still have to work to get through the hips.
Yeah. To
get somebody on one leg or start to displace their weight. And so the difference is with jiu-jitsu guys is that they're still good at stopping entries, but once you get deep, it's pretty easy for me to finish once I get in, but it's not easy to get in because people have a good stance.
Yeah.
They understand, head position and hand fighting. And so that initial part is a bit of a pain to get through.
Yeah. Agge, did you enjoy the gi or competing in no gi more? Because you did both divisions today.
I don't know. It's hard to say, and I think I'm slightly biased because when I did the no-gi part of the tournament, I was.
You were wrecked.
I was wrecked. I was super, because I had 4 tough fights in the gi. I was submitted in 2 of them, and the 2 that I won like on points, and they were tough. And then I had the biggest like adrenaline fall off, had some lunch, got cold, sat for 2 hours, and then I was gonna go up and do no-gi against like fresh guys who just rocked up to the tournament to do no-gi. Yeah. So like the guys on the podium, I asked them, I was like, are you guys gonna do the no-gi? And they were like, no.
Yeah, the other guy was like, nah, I don't train it.
Yeah.
Like, But that's gotta be, you have to be able to take that and be like, that should add to how proud you are, how you perform. Because honestly, it was shit. Let's be real. We were there at 9. Your division, you had like a 3-hour gap between gi and no gi. The place is stuffy. We didn't even have a real meal. I had like 2 bananas or something. Because you don't want to have a real meal because you don't want to end up yakking.
I had the biggest acai bowl.
But I mean, even acai is alright. It's not like you got like a platter or whatever, but you're starving because you just fought 4 matches. Yeah. It's basically 2 tournaments in one day, right? So
I mean, I used to prefer no-gi because I didn't like people like gripping me and holding me still.
Yeah. But then you realize how good it is when you do it to other people.
Yeah, because I've trained like, if you call it grappling or like no-gi, submission wrestling, accumulative time. Yeah, enough to be a blue belt, I would say.
Yeah.
But in the gi, when I started, I was like, fuck, let me go, man. Stop gripping my pants and stuff. Hear you. But since I've started to train it, I've enjoyed it a bit more. So I think I enjoyed the gi part more because, and it's something I've been training for. Like, okay, let's do a gi comp. So
Karo, you did both.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess that you are gonna say that you enjoyed the no-gi more because you've mostly been focusing on that lately. But how did you feel about it?
That's pretty much right. I liked the no-gi part more, but I also liked it because it was a later division, so it was already 5 matches in gi, and after that I really didn't care anymore. but it was warm and I felt way more loose and people couldn't grip me anymore and
and also it was kind of the same group of girls?
it was kind of the same group, yeah. I think, I pretty much traced the same people, so I knew them.
That's nice. So there's an air of familiarity.
Yeah.
For the no, yeah.
I'm happy I got to finish all of them except one, and I got always beat by this one girl.
But she was tough, bro. She was really like physically tough. She had good jiu-jitsu, good technique. Like she was good.
It was just funny because I also had the same thing like you guys. I wanted to try the takedowns, and I already lost because of how the brackets were. I already lost 3 times against her by getting taken down eventually and then getting subbed by her. And the 4th time, Mike was telling me that maybe pull guard, just try pulling guard. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it this time, and then I got subbed again. But
Yeah, but I mean, this is also the thing. Like, for me. I'm sitting on that. A part of me regrets that I shot in on my first match. So from the gi went really good, and for me this tournament I was more stressed about the gi because I feel like, man, I do that all the time. I should be performing well. So I was like, okay, I should be doing good. Good. I saw both guys really fast, and so when that was out of the way, I was telling you, like, oh man, I can feel, okay, now I got that out of the way. Now this no-gi feels a little bit less, like, no pressure for me. It's not something that I've rolled twice this year no-gi. So it's no pressure for me. It's just, I'm just trying to have fun and do my best, right? So I get that feeling of kind of like being loose and just being able to enjoy. But also I understand that whole idea of like trying to be stubborn and like, you want to do something and you're kind of forcing yourself to stick to that game plan, but I folded. I went for a takedown the first match. I got caught in the guillotine. I had to roll over to escape, and the guy backstepped and got me in the heel hook. It was a really good backstep that I wasn't expecting, but it was from a position that I was like, I wasn't in my head in an established guard yet. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't alert. I was caught, like, snoozing, basically. So, all the matches after that, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to pull guard. I'm going to play the way I want to play. And then it ended up working out better that way. But it's hard. How do you feel about it when it comes to these tournaments? Should you stick to your A game, or should you experiment? What do you think?
I'm usually experimenting.
Yeah, I know. I knew you were going to say that. So I guess it's just personal goals, like what you want out of the tournament, right?
Yeah, with this format too, because you're guaranteed so many matches.
Yeah, right.
And so I'm usually trying to do something specific.
Yeah.
I think last time I competed, I just wanted to do guard recovery. Another time I was just trying to get to foot locks.
Yeah.
So there's always something different.
I respect you for doing that, because I have a hard time doing that, man, because I just fucking hate losing so much.
Yeah, I mean, the target has to shift to, like, a win is something different. In that case, because you're gonna cop some L's with this one.
Yeah, that's.
I had to do that. I competed a couple times in the gi.
Yeah.
Knowing I wasn't in shape, but I wanted to get more practice.
Yeah.
Doing guard recovery, and I got rolled up after.
Yeah.
A couple minutes, so. Yeah. I feel like I heard Keenan say this, that he didn't even win a single match until like purple belt.
Yeah.
I feel like that's where I'm at, since I didn't really compete much until the end of purple belt, but I'm just getting a lot of L's, and so.
Yeah.
If I make an excuse that I'm doing specific stuff, then it doesn't feel like a loss.
That's smart.
Mental gymnastics. You know what I mean? But I respect that, though. I respect that. I feel like, yeah, you're right. There should be some tournaments this is a perfect tournament for that kind of, to exercise that kind of mindset and to try to, like, put yourself out there in that kind of way. It's not like it's the, because if it's also not like an IBJJF tournament where it costs so much, like you really want to win because like it costs so much and like, I mean,
Just 300 euros.
Yeah, exactly. Just
One and
all
done.
the money you spend, and then single elimination. If you mess up, you fight once. Yeah. But this was okay. Agge, we're gonna wrap this up soon because we don't want a super long episode. But this is your first time in London. How do you like it so far?
Yeah, it's been really nice. I love it here. Nice city, great food.
What have you had?
Andrew
What
has
have
nice.
you eaten?
Oh, okay.
Andrew has nice.
Andrew has nice.
You gotta finish that sentence, bro. You can't.
Could you clip that out?
Yeah.
Andrew has nice London friends.
There.
Like every time Andrew's been like, yeah, we're gonna meet up with my friend. It's always been like a super cool guy. So or gal. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So we landed. We had a steak bake.
Greg's. Shout out to Greg's.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I don't mind getting a sponsorship.
Mm-hmm.
If they're looking to sponsor some jiu-jitsu athletes, Greg's.
Yeah.
Steak bake. I'll eat that every morning.
Yeah. And then we had Jollibees.
Jollibee. Yeah.
And after that, we had we went to a chicken shop.
Yeah.
Had like this 2 pound 2-piece chicken, but I had a wrap because I was afraid about my weight.
Because the Fight Zone London weighing scale made us paranoid.
Yeah, the scale at Fight Zone really tricked me. And then competition, acai, and the big Turkish mixed platter.
Yeah. It's been a good food trip.
It's been a really good food trip.
Yeah. It's been
And today we went to Jollibee again.
Yeah.
And then we went to some Filipino fusion style. I mean, we've been eating so good.
So we do it again in September then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. That's it. Easy podcast. I'm gonna go snack now. Thank you guys for today. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you. Rebels podcast episode 35, short and sweet. The episode where Agge goes to London.